Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Jessica Stone. I'm a psychologist in the United States, in the state of Colorado, and I am also the co-founder and co-creator of the Virtual Sandtray app and the Virtual Sandtray VR program. And I would like to start by telling you a little bit about what Sandtray is, because that might be not known to you, and then we'll go into what we've been doing since 2011. All right, so what is Sandtray therapy? Basically, it is the materials anyway are that you would have a box, usually a wooden box, that would be painted blue on the bottom for depicting water, and then you would put sand in it. And then if you see on the picture on the left, we have all these miniatures that would go into the sand to depict a story. The picture on the right is just a little excerpt of what could be put into the sand. And then the job of the mental health professional is to determine through this projective, expressive means of communication what might be going on for that person in the context of who they are, what is going on in their world, and what difficulties they might be having. There is a really great book called Sandtray Therapy, and Drs. Homeyer and Sweeney both came together and gave us a definition of Sandtray therapy, which is an expressive and projective mode of psychotherapy involving the unfolding and processing of intra and interpersonal issues through the use of specific Sandtray materials as a nonverbal medium of communication led by the client and facilitated by a trained therapist. When you think about the materials that you need, like I showed you in the picture, it's heavy and you need a lot of stuff. You need a lot of space. You need to carry all these things around if you're moving anywhere. And especially right now with COVID, how do we clean it? How do we carry it? And how do we use it via telehealth? So we came up with the idea, my husband and I, of having a virtual Sandtray where you could have it on initially an iPad, and you could take it with you, you can clean it, you can play with it, you can save whatever you created. And of course, you can go above and beyond the traditional, because now we have the ability to put things in like the background skybox like you see in this picture, and to have a really large number of little miniature items to put in as well. So we have the Virtual Sandtray app for the iPad and the iPhone at this time. We are working on other developments, and then we also have it developed for VR. And right now it optimally works on the Vive due to processors. So somewhere along the line, I said to my husband, this is really, really important that we get into VR. VR is really going to be a game changer in mental health treatment. And to have a tool that is therapeutic in nature and already proven over the last 100+ years to be really useful, and then bring that into the VR world is phenomenal. So just some ideas, traditional Sandtray. For some people, the fact that you can touch the sand, obviously pre-COVID, was really important. It's not very portable for the cons. You can't save a tray. Once someone's done, you have to put all that stuff away. You can take photos, but it's a bit of a process. You need to have something to take photos with, and then you need to naturally do them, and then you need to do something with those photos and protect them. Can't share encrypted files or show these directly to your supervisors, etc. Can't change the sand. Can't change the size of the miniatures. Some people can't access the tray if they have some motor difficulties or whatnot. Some people don't like the tactile experience of the sand, and it's pretty difficult to use it in a teletherapy situation, which is what we're in now with COVID. The pros: portable, projective, you can save and load and share trays. There's remote features for telehealth. We have screenshot capture, video capture, change the sand, change the models. You can use it with all sorts of people in all sorts of situations. When you're doing it in person, you don't need Wi-Fi. These are all the benefits of the Virtual Sandtray. The cons: you don't have the same level of tactile experience, which again can also be a plus, but it is kinesthetic. And your tray size is limited to the iPad size. So if you have a tiny little iPad mini, then you're gonna have a pretty small iPad size. I use the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and it has a really nice iPad screen size for my tray. We can go above and beyond the traditional. You can dig without caving in. You can build up the sand. You can make things fly, animate, you can customize, resize. You can paint sand, change the liquid, skybox, save the trays, load them, share them. And then you can also use our remote access feature for telehealth. Special populations, anxiety, depression, autism spectrum disorder, gifted, twice exceptional, obsessive compulsive disorder, people who don't like to touch the sand, which would be tactile defensive, differently abled clients, crisis work, distance work, telehealth, hospitalized clients. I'm not going to bring a bunch of sand into a hospital. Supervision, long distance supervision, training, especially when you're learning how to analyze the trays. So that's what Virtual Sandtray really is founded upon. And then we have expanded it, as I said, into VR in some pretty fun ways. But first, let's look at a few things that you can do on the iPad, and then you'll be able to more easily see how that translates into the VR. So here we just have a couple different worlds that people have made. You can segment off, as you see in the left-hand picture. You can protect or exclude or confine with these domes that we have. They really can take so many different looks and themes and appearances. They can have congruency or incongruencies. They can be gloomy, they can be bright and sunny, anywhere in between. We have motion, all sorts of animation in there. Here's just the scene I really would like to live in. For the virtual reality, we have a whole nother level, as most of you know, of course, that we have a whole nother level of immersion and creation and interaction and expression, and really can be used for all ages as long as they can have the HMD and have that comfortably on their head. Some time ago, I took this program over to USC and showed it to Dr. Skip Rizzo, and basically, I don't want to write the whole thing here, obviously, but he said it's blanking awesome. And when Skip Rizzo says that about your VR program, it's a pretty darn cool thing. So let's take a look at the VR program. So here we have the sand tray, and then we are changing the sand. So we've now put down the green grass, and now we're putting down this cobblestone. We'll fast forward a little bit for you. Now we're digging down into the sand and creating some depressions in that sand. And right now we're up in God mode so that we can look down and create it. But we also could be down on the sand surface and walking along and doing the same thing. So here we are digging down to the liquid layer, which is blue, just like in the traditional, we would have the blue bottom tray. And then now we're digging up or building up the sand into layers so that we can have some topography going on. All right, so now we're going to play some models. And you can see that this person's going to go ahead and put some lions in, and then they're going to continue to put a variety of different animals and different models down into the tray. This could be something like we're doing now with animals. You can also have people, we have buildings, we have fire, we have all sorts of things. There's over 7,000 3D models available to be put into the world, so a person really can customize the scene. Now you're being shown how you can rotate the models. We can rotate them, we can make them bigger, we can make them smaller, we can make them levitate up off of the sand. We do all sorts of things. You can put things on top of each other, you can bury them. All of these are really important in the sand tray process so that the person can depict whatever it is that they need to, both in what their concerns are and what's going on in their life. And then the therapist is trained to analyze all of that to help understand the person's world, their worldview, their psychosocial needs. So this can be used in a medical setting, educational setting, and also obviously in individual and group therapy. So here we have a couple of creatures, and this one we're looking at right now has some animation to it. And then when we activate it, we can have this creature change their animation. See the controllers there. So now our creature's going to lay right back down. Now, I'll tell you, as we all know, in VR, none of the videos do it justice, right? So here I was in there and I am standing right next to these creatures and the hair is standing up on my arms because it's just everything in your body, as you all know, is telling you that you're in that world with those creatures. Here we have the skyboxes. So we're scrolling through and choosing skyboxes, and then we can change the whole mood of the experience based on whatever you put as the skybox. Here we're going to change the liquid layer. So you can see that the water down there used to be water, and now we are changing it to all sorts of different liquid layers. And then we'll look around, see what we have created. Pretty cool. Everything's trademarked and copyrighted and patented, and pretty darn exciting. So, oh, we don't need to watch it again though. I mean, it was cool, but we don't need to watch it again. So what are we looking for? We have for our iPad version, it's launched, it's been out since 2015, and it's being used in medical environments, educational environments, therapeutic environments. I'm sure there's even more that I'm not aware of. For our virtual reality version, we're really looking for appropriate distribution libraries. At this point, we're not really finding exactly what it is we're looking for. We want to be part of a suite of impressive software that can be used in different environments and really be beneficial to people. We're also looking for future collaborations. It'd be great to be involved in some other things that are going on around the world because so many people are doing so many very impressive things. And here's a way to get a hold of me. There's my email address, jessicastoneph.gmail.com. And then we have our website. It's currently being revamped. We've been working so much on our remote features in response to COVID that we had to put the website revamp on hold just a little bit. But you can still check us out there, see what is there, and then stay tuned for some new and exciting future things that we will be putting on the website. We also have a Facebook page, Virtual Sandtray app, and Twitter under the same name. So you can definitely find us and let us know if there's any ideas you have, anything you'd like to do. Recently, I will also add that I was able to do an interview with Kent Bai from VR Voices, which was very exciting. It's absolutely a career highlight for me. So if you're interested to learn more, you can also check it out. It was just released about a week ago. All right, thanks.